And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
so
fair.
You're more in the category like rhetoric or Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
expression.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but
Wait, hold up.
You got-
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time-
with
when
you.
it- when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think of
you.
something funny and start
do,
laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look
the
like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right. Good evening, everybody. What is up? I hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your time. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying this crazy ass Thursday. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are all doing something very dope, aside from just watching this show. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are not on right now with us because honestly, this is a not the usual time that I come on. But, you know, I had to jump on a little bit early today because I got some things to do. And then, of course, you know, I got things to do for tomorrow morning and all that. But I figured I could jump on real quick, chop it up with you guys, have a conversation with you guys. Also, this is an opportunity, you know, like I've said before, this is an opportunity for you guys to chime in, to call in, do a chat, do a video call in. We did it last time and it was pretty damn successful. Not gonna lie, it was a wonderful thing. It was pretty damn dope. You know what I'm saying? So before we go into anything, I mean, please, by all means, hit that like button. Send all that love you can into the feed. That would really, really mean a lot. Of course, don't forget to crush that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? We working hard out here in these streets, man. Okay? Very simple stuff. Very, very simple stuff. But good evening to all y'all, for all y'all who are filing in. I know this is not the usual time that I'm on. Usually I'm on like a half hour later than usual. But I had to, like I said, I got things to do today or this evening, and I got to prep for a show tomorrow and all that good stuff. So those things take up a lot of time. And I got a story, a pop-up video that I'm going to be dropping tonight before I go to sleep. So I got things to do, okay? But, of course, I wanted to bring up this conversation. Tried it last time. It was really, really great as far as the video calls. People video chatted. People called in to the show. Got to see some new faces, some new family members, you know, some subscribers that have been a part of the show for a long time. It was finally nice to hear not only your voices, but also see some of your faces. It was a wonderful blessing. This time, this is an opportunity for you guys to do the exact same thing again. Now, I am just right now putting in the link to the video call piece. All you got to do is hit that button, and then you get to jump on into the conversation with me. All right? I don't know if the fellas are going to be on with me this evening. I highly doubt it. But at the same time, it's an opportunity to have a conversation with me on a bunch of things. And one of the main questions I'm posing right now, one of the main questions I'm throwing out right now is this. Is mental health in sports being used as a cop-out? Now, I know a lot of y'all might feel some type of way about this. I know some of y'all might feel some type of way. All right. And here it is. I'm not on the side of it being a cop-out. Personally, I don't see it as a cop-out. I personally see it as someone who has got a lot of pressure on their shoulders and having to do what they need to do, to stay sane and to not mentally break. But there are a lot of people out here, like we've talked about before, that are feeling some type of way about someone like Simone Biles bowing out like she did recently, literally at the kind of in the last minute, in a way. You know what I mean? And now the thing is there's a lot of people that feel, like I said, there's a lot of people out here that are having some opposing feelings about this. You know, there's people like Jason Whitlock. There are people like Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Pierce Morgan. I mean, there's a whole laundry list of people that are more on the conservative side of things that feel some type of way about Simone Biles stepping down in the middle of the Olympics. I mean, right in the middle of it, right when she's about to, take home the W, take home the gold, she bows out. Now, there's a lot of people that are feeling some type of way about this. A lot of people are angry about this. But then there's a lot of other people that do understand this. People like Justin Bieber, for example. Pull that up here really quick. Because he recently did a little bit of did a statement a while back, basically saying, like, I totally understand you're being so brave for stepping down from withdrawing, instead of just pushing through and not being 110% and forcing yourself to do more. There's a lot of people that are coming out and supporting Simone Biles and her decision. Now, I recently saw something from Jason Whitlock. Like I said, I ain't never heard of Jason Whitlock in my life. And somehow it popped up in my feed as soon as I got done with the show. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to him, I'm listening to his stuff. It's kind of going on. Let me hear what he has to say. Let me just hear a little, like a little snippet of what he has. Now, I got a little bit of a clip I want to show you guys, because I feel like this is an example, and I also have a clip from Charlie Kirk. I dread that man. But I do have a clip from him as well that I wanted to play to you guys before I open up the video lines, because I know some of you guys haven't gotten fully in here yet. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys are starting to file in now. But I do have a little video clip from Charlie Kirk. I mean, not Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, Jason Whitlock. Like I said, we're going to look at the opposing sides. We're going to look at the opposing sides now and hear what they have to say about all this in regards to their opinions about Simone Biles backing down. Okay, let's take a listen to this clip.
Question, just real quick. Simone Biles. What if Simone Biles' name was Nancy Kerrigan? And what if right before this event, somebody came up and busted her in the knee? Right before this event. Hey, I got hit in the knee. I'm going to quit for the whole thing. You do realize Nancy Kerrigan still came back and skated.
Yeah, no, that's a total fact. And in this era, in this new society we've created and new culture we've created, Nancy Kerrigan would now quit and say what Tanya Harding did to me is too stressful. Too stressful. And I have to bow out of the Olympics. I'm going to sue everybody for a gold medal, even though I'm not competing. And I want all my endorsement dollars. And everybody, that's very brave of you, Nancy, to quit. Instead, the woman fought through it. And this is a societal, a cultural issue we have here in America. We have set up, particularly for us as Black people, no accountability, no responsibility, no expectations. Do what thou wilt. We will explain it all. We will justify it all by your skin color. That's a recipe for death and destruction.
Interesting, right? Now, this is, of course, like I said, on the opposing side. This is on the opposite side. This is on the complete opposite side of where I live, okay? As far as, in my opinion, about Simone Biles withdrawing, okay? And yes, we are still talking about this because it is a very big deal. People are still talking about it, even after another gymnast Sunisa Lee from Minnesota is taking home the gold. People are still up in their feelings about Simone Biles withdrawing and not bringing home the gold. Let's continue.
And a lack of success. At some point, we as Black people have to be smart enough, savvy enough to say, hey, man, this is not good for us. Instead of us jumping on the bandwagon, and I'm seeing all kinds of, I like Damian Woody. I like Louis Riddick. I'm seeing these guys tweet out. These are former athletes who shot up to get on the football field. And they're looking at Simone Biles. Oh, God, I get it, mental health. Yeah, this is not what athletes do. They soldier on. They do what America used to do. America used to be a country of people with big balls, men and women, willing to do whatever it took to be successful. And everybody now wants to call BS on it and say it was a mistake, but everybody wants to enjoy the benefits. Everybody wants that stimulus check. Everybody wants to be pampered and coddled in the greatest country on the planet. But nobody wants this new generation and all these simps and simpletons want to just reduce all those standards that made us great, and we just now accept anything.
Interesting. Now this is obviously from a snippet from a very long rant that he had on his show. And I'm just sitting here, of course, I just wanted to pull this up so that everyone can see it in all of its glory, of the opposing side, of what the opposing side is thinking, what the other side, what their thoughts are in regards to this situation. I mean, to me, it's absolutely ridiculous to think that suddenly, because she bows out because she just can't handle the pressure this time, that suddenly she's un-American, that suddenly she's breaking all these laws and breaking all these hearts, etc. I personally just cannot wrap my mind around this inkling that suddenly, just because she is dealing with some stuff, whatever personal stuff that she's dealing with, that suddenly that is, boom, that's suddenly inexcusable. Now, Silent Rage said nobody had more pressure than Jesse Owens. He set the bar. Okay, here it is. I'm not going to sit here and knock what Jesse Owens did. What kind of work that athlete had to do, to break to break barriers, to win, etc. Of course, there was a certain type of pressure then too. There's always pressure in sports. There's always pressure in competition. But at the same time, it makes you wonder how much of this is just people jumping on the pander wagon, and how much of this is actually people feeling some type of way, like honestly, genuinely feeling this type of way. I feel like there is a narrative coming from the right that is very much this way. And let me show you what I mean by that. There's another video that I have from Mr. Charlie Kirk, the Kirkster, if I can actually find it. And it is very interesting, to say the least. Let me grab this. Hold on. Boom. There it is. Let's take a look at this one right here. Okay. Because I like I said, this one's interesting too. Just their thoughts on this whole situation. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Simone Biles, I don't know her politics. I don't. I just know that she's, shown on television a lot. I don't know if she was ever sexually assaulted or abused. So I don't know what she's been through. I seriously, I mean that sincerely. However, I'm going to say this. Don't show up to the Olympics and compete if you're not ready for the big moments. This is not high school. This is not college. This is the Olympics. It's bigger than yourself, Simone. So Simone Biles, who's obviously a very talented gymnast, decided not to compete in the gold medal competition. Now, she probably could have just competed and just kind of checked the boxes and they would have got a gold medal. Simone Biles says, this Olympic Games, I wanted to be for myself when I came in, and I felt like I was still doing it for other people, as she cried after the team event on Tuesday. So that just, it like hurts my heart because doing what I love has been kind of taken away from me to please other people. Yeah, that's the point, Simone Biles. You're representing your nation, you're selfish sociopath.
Huh? So now she's a selfish sociopath. What? Where did having a mental issue or having a moment, say the pressure's just too strong, suddenly equate to being not only selfish, but also being a sociopath? So then let's combine those two words together. To be a selfish sociopath. Huh? Well, I don't get this. I don't stand for this. Yes, it sucks that she's not doing her thing. She's not flipping and doing her thing and killing it, being the GOAT and all that at the Olympics. Yes, that sucks. But does that make her a selfish sociopath? What? Let's continue with this mess.
You kidding me? Today, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to do something stupid and get hurt. It's just not worth it, especially when you have like 3 amazing athletes that can step up to the plate and do it. So you know who has the gold medal? Russia. I have to go look at these 4'11" Russian Olympians chewing on their gold medals, smirking at the Americans. I'm not okay with that. But honestly, that's where we're headed.
Okay, here's my thing. I hate it more than anything in the world when people have certain opinions about things that they know nothing about. Has Charlie Kirk ever done a handstand in his damn life? I mean, look at his linguini arms. I doubt it. Okay, I can answer that right now. So why is he the one to say anything? Same thing with Jason Whitlock. I get their points. I see what they're saying, but they don't have to go any further. Actually, Jason Whitlock was a little bit more, a little bit kinder. Yeah, he was upset. Yeah, he was getting super in his rants and he was cursing and stuff. But he ain't sitting there calling this woman a selfish sociopath and also trying to sit there and say like, oh, if it was me, I would have done better. Then do it. I challenge you to do countless hours in the gym, doing all those kinds of crazy things, blood, sweat, and tears, dedication, a lifetime of dedication to a sport that a lot of people can't do. Hurl yourself into the air and do all these flips and twisties and all that stuff. And land on your feet. I dare you. You better go somewhere else with this mess calling her a selfish sociopath and then try to judge her like you have ever done a push-up or a pull-up in your damn life. Let's continue.
We are raising a generation of weak people like Simone Biles. Again, if you want to be, if she got all these mental health problems, don't show up. She's an incredible athlete. Of course she's an incredible athlete. I'm not saying, I just said she's probably the greatest gymnast of all time. She's also very selfish. She's immature. And she is a shame to the country.
I think we've had enough of that one. So as you can see, a lot of people are feeling some type of way about this mess. Okay? About all this mucky muck. Okay? And the thing is it's trash, in my personal opinion. That's my own personal opinion. Now, I'm throwing it out to you guys. They're sitting there basically saying like, hey, like Charlie Kirk and Jason Whitlock, they're basically saying, oh, it's a cop-out. This whole mental health thing is a cop out. Oh, just because you dismounted wrong, or just because you had an off day, suddenly you just want to bow out and just claim it to be mental health. I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. So definitely video chat in. I see somebody already in the chat so far. I have to throw out some disclaimers, though, really quick before I bring in Mark Jones into the conversation. Keep it clean. Keep it classy. If a bunch of people come in, I will have to, of course, keep it short and rotate you guys in, so don't be offended. But if you come in and say offensive rhetoric, you out the door. Understood? Understood. We got Mark Jones in the house. What's up, man? How you doing, my brother? Oh, I got you muted. Hold up. What? He disappeared. Never mind then. Well, hopefully he'll call back in and we could talk. But like I said, the link is in the chat. Again, by all means, click on it, copy it, jump on in. And also, for those of y'all who are sitting there going, oh my gosh, my face ain't beat to the gods. I understand it. It's okay. You can also just voice call on that same link. So click on it. I know it's brand new. It's a new thing we trying, but last time it was pretty damn successful. So don't be shy. Click on it, jump on, and let's talk. I guess I missed Mark Jones. I was still showing that video. I didn't see that he had hopped on. Hopefully he'll call or jump back on when he has some time. But the lines are open. Jump on in and let's talk. Okay? But like I said before, I understand the disappointment, the feeling of disappointment when it comes to these athletes saying, "Hey, I'm bowing out because of mental health." Like Naomi Osaka, same thing happened with her. She said, "I have to bow out of the French Open because of my mental health issues, or I'm battling with a few things internally." Hey, I understand that stuff. There's nothing wrong. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. But now you got people like Jason Whitlock, you got Kirk, Charlie Kirk, the Candace Owenses of the world, and the Pierce Morganses of the world sitting here saying, "Oh, this is BS, this is trash," so on and so forth. Here it is. Times are changing. The country is changing. The way we look at sports and the way we look at mental health are obviously rapidly changing. I do believe that we need to start looking at mental health and taking it seriously. Now, here's one thing I'll say. If Simone Biles was using mental health as a cop-out, then absolutely it is absolute trash. I agree with that. But if she really is dealing with some stuff on the internal, then we have to honor that. We have to respect that. That's what I say. We have to respect that. We shouldn't be sitting here calling her a selfish sociopath and that she's a shame to this country. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous. And yes, this ain't some 17, 16, 15, 16-year-old girl. This is a grown-ass woman, yes. But she also knows how far she could push herself and how far and when she can stop. That's it. And Nur, I totally agree. The dude is a complete douche. That last guy, complete douche. Just saying. There's a certain amount of respect that I feel gets thrown out the window because they're pandering and grifting to a specific side so that they can say whatever they need to say to sound good for those people that are watching and are consuming their content. That's the reason why you have other people that are saying the same stuff. And I wonder how it works. I wonder how it works, really. Like, I wonder in that world. Like, Naomi Osaka was the first to, like, really say, "Hey, I need to bow out due to I'm dealing with some stuff internally. I need some time off." You know, the anxiety is too much, etc. I wonder who the first person was that came out and said, you know, F you, Naomi Osaka, for coming out and talking about your mental health. You weak as hell. I wonder who said it and then who followed that wave. You see what I'm saying? Who's the person that was against it on the right that made it become a trending thing for the right to be on that side, to be against mental health? I've always been curious about that, you know? Because now it's clicking and being dragged over on people like Simone Biles, and I'm sure any other athlete that decides to step down from a sport or take a break because of mental health. Just saying. But like I said, the link is in the chat. Most definitely video chat in. Click on it. You don't have to be on camera. You could just be your voice. I saw Mark Jones was on there for 2 seconds. As soon as I clicked on it, you disappeared, bruh. But let me throw up Lady Justice's comment. The Pascal Show, there was no reason for people to politicize Simone's decision. Yes, these athletes represent the U.S., but it was their hard work and talent that got them there for themselves. You know, and I agree. I completely and totally agree, Lady Justice. Thank you so much for the comment. I totally agree. You can't sit here and tell me that these people did all this stuff off of your merit, off of your sweat and tears, off of my sweat and tears. They did it off their time. And I get it. I get it that it sucks. Like I said again, like I said before, it sucks. It's a terrible thing that she had to bow out. Terrible. It's not great news. It upset me too. I'm like, oh man, come on. You know what I mean? Black girl magic. You know, come on in and let's kick some ass and take some names. I'm totally with it. But then at the same time, I could only imagine. I don't know if I could even handle that kind of pressure like that. You're going into an arena with other people. The entire world is staring at you. You are at the world stage. Every single little bit of movement that you make, anything that you make, any mistake that you make, the entire world is watching. The entire world is either rooting for you or waiting for you to absolutely collapse and fail. What kind of pressure someone like her or any other athlete that's at the top of the game is going through is just beyond me, in my personal opinion. Just saying. But like I said, the video chat line is open. The lines are open. Click on that link. I'll put it in one more time. I was very excited about talking with Sensei, aka Mark Jones. You know, so give me a ring. Jump on in, and I'll throw you up, and let's have a conversation, y'all. Let's talk about this. We kind of talked about it, but we didn't really. The main question is an athlete who bows out due to mental health, is that a cop-out? Is that considered a cop-out or no? Give me a call. The link is in the chat. Click on it. Let's jump on and let's have a conversation, babies. Like I said, you don't have to be on camera. So don't be shy. Jump on. Let's chat. Here we go. What? I saw black on here and it just dropped off. Try to call again. That was weird. Hit that link again one more time for me. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe it's on me. I don't know. But I just saw somebody trying to call in and then it just disappeared again. Okay. Hey, lady. Maybe it's on me. All right. Hey, ladies with us. What's up, sweetheart? How you doing? Hey, lady 747. How you doing, sweetheart? What's going on here? What's going on? Everyone, please try to someone try to call in again. I don't know what's going on. I could have sworn I'm not hitting anything weird. I'm not hitting anything weird. Okay. So Sensei, did you have a problem with the calling in? I don't know what's going on. You should be able to do this. Try it again one more time, A Lady or Black or Mark. Try it again one more time. I don't know what's going on here. It seemed to be working just fine, and then now it's tripping. It must be tripping. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, the link is in the chat. I'm throwing it up one more time. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try this. Okay. DeMar Brown, what's up, man?
How's it going? How's it going?
Going good, man. Going good. I appreciate you coming in. Where are you video chatting from and everything? Your new face.
Yeah, they're doing good. Yeah, I want to have my own opinion about this situation.
Okay.
And
what are your thoughts on it, man?
Well, I kind of agree with Simone Biles about her, his mental state. Maybe she could probably have anxiety. When she came to the floor,
right?
And to me, I have anxiety too, and I know how it is. I know how it really is.
Right.
And I used to have it really bad 2 years ago. It was awful. Worst experience in my life.
DeMar, are you on any medication for it or anything? Or
no.
Oh, okay.
All right. No medication.
That's what's up. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Tampa, Florida.
Oh, okay. Right on, man.
And I'm usually, I don't be on the chat, but if you do see me in the future, I'm more like GMJ Show channel. So if you do see me, I'll be, in the chat room. But
right on.
I always watch your broadcast, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Man.
You know what I mean? It's crazy because you never know who's watching. So I appreciate that, man. I mean, okay, so you're with Simone Biles. You understand why she bowed out. You understand that.
How you doing? Madeline? How you doing?
Hey. Madeline Reed is in the house with us. How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing?
Stuff's glitching like a mug.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like it was doing just fine, and it's just acting crazy. Hey, Tamar, if you have music or the TV going on in the background,
I can turn it down.
Do you mind turning it down?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about this earlier, Madeline, a couple days ago, but I got to ask you, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on sport, like mental health in sports, when they say they got to bow out because of mental health? Do you consider that a cop out or no?
Absolutely not. Obviously, you made it that far. So if you were copping out, you'd be copping out before getting to Tokyo.
That's a hard fact.
Yeah.
How are you going to be like the most incredible Olympian on the planet, and then suddenly want to cop out? That makes no sense. She knows she's the best. She's already won, several events. But I guess it was just somebody else's time to shine when it comes to the universe. Obviously Simone needed to take care of herself. And I just really don't understand why this is even being talked about like it's actually world important news. I mean, the American team has other people. I mean, what was her name that won that medal that Simone would have probably won today? Yes, Miss Lee, beautiful gymnast. She won. So, I heard on NPR that she gave her a pep talk too. Like Lee was freaking out, and Simone had to pull her aside apparently and talk her up and say, "Hey, you got this." So she's not copping out. She's definitely got something going on that she needs to work on. I don't even know why we're talking about this. Dang, everybody up in her business for no reason.
I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with it. And sorry, Madeline, I have to mute you because there's some weird echo going on in your speaker. I don't know what's going on, but see, I'll unmute you real quick, and then I talk, and then it does that.
Are you serious? Maybe is it?
Okay.
Is it doing it now?
Let's see. Yeah, it's still, but it's okay. I could just keep unmuting and muting you and all that. It's fine. We're gonna do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So the thing is I think it is kind of ridiculous that there's this big conversation that there's such a hoopla. You know what I'm saying? There's such a such a controversy. Yet still at the end of the day, we still brought home the gold no matter what. Somebody else was able to come in and do the job, step up, and now she's the darling. Now she's the new it girl of gymnastics, you know? That's what I think. You know, it's like, all right, well, somebody else is getting some time in the limelight that probably would never have had this opportunity if Simone Biles didn't step down, you know? So I see this as a blessing, you know? And yes, I get it. You know, some people will sit there and go, oh man, it was a black girl and, black girl magic, and it was supposed to be black girl magic. Now she copping out and she blaming it on some other stuff that's BS. But, at the same time, I see this as, two different things. One, somebody who is trying to battle with some things that are going on with her internally. And then another, someone who is able to come in and get a chance and a shot at winning gold that probably would never have this chance. Because like we've said before, Simone Biles is a freak of nature. She is a freak of nature. She is a biological phenom, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? And so it would not be possible for Sunisa Lee to be a household name right now if Simone Biles competed. So at the end of the day, they still won. America still came home with the gold. Yes, it wasn't Team USA for the gold, and yes, it was Russia and all that, God forbid. But at the same time, they still did in individuals. They still brought home the gold overall. And that's huge. You know what I mean? But like I said, guys, the lines are still open. DeMar, what do you think on this real quick before I let y'all go?
Yeah. To me, I think to me, maybe I don't know how it is in the Olympics. I don't know how different it is, but when it comes to maybe if she maybe had like an anxiety attack before maybe the event started, she was probably under pressure. Maybe she could have took maybe a little maybe 15-minute break, maybe a mental state, wherever she was, and maybe she could try to persevere and pray. Or I don't know if she believed in God or anything, but maybe I feel like, in my heart that if I pray or if she prayed, maybe God will answer her and maybe help her persevere through that state where she go, I can do this. I'm not gonna let this whatever I'm feeling get to me, and maybe I could try to and maybe win this with my team. Now I saw other people maybe how like what you showed earlier about the other people opinion, and that guy when he told that she is well, I don't know what he said, but it was very rude. He didn't have to say that.
Yeah, but, sociopath.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah. Come on, I'm black just like her and you is, and we all are equal, and we all go through something. Now maybe some people say think it was okay for her to bail out or to quit, but to me, I know people ain't gonna like this part, but maybe I think she maybe could try again. Maybe that time, maybe she could what, I'm gonna try next time when the next event comes, and maybe see what I could do. Maybe if I'm not feeling right, you know, or she could talk to the trainer, you know, and maybe the trainer could figure out if she want to come back. And it's not really over. I know one thing. It's not over. It's never over.
It's never over.
Keep going.
But,
Yeah.
you know, the only thing
It's hard.
the only thing I say about this particular situation is we just don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 years for her. She is 24 years old.
Yeah,
you know,
same age. I'm 24 too. Same age.
Right on, right on. So she is 24 years old. And what I'm trying to say is that in 4 years, she gonna be 28. So let's just be straight funky on this. Is she gonna be flipping and, you know, swinging and doing all that stuff in 4 years? This could very well have been her last Olympics. Let's just be real on this. This could very well have been her last Olympics, but we don't know. You know, like I said, she is a phenom. She is a phenom. So there's a lot that she could possibly, there's a lot that she could possibly do that she hasn't gotten a chance to do, in 4 years, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Madeline, your last thoughts before I let you guys go.
You're letting us go. Oh my goodness. Renika made a good point. Simone Biles doesn't owe us anything. She doesn't owe anybody anything. She's already won a gold medal before. She is a star athlete to the fullest extent of the definition of star athlete. She's literally the best in the world. So, that alone should give her the right in the public courtroom to step aside and take a break for herself. I mean, and I totally get it. I wanted to go skydiving and I ended up having a panic attack right in the middle of it, but I was having so much fun. Same with scuba diving. I went scuba diving. I had an incredible time. I was living my best life. I still ended up having a panic attack. I'm not saying that's what happened with Simone Biles, but it happens. You're there. You're happy. She knows what's up. Yeah, it's different because it's COVID, but shit happens.
No. Yep, it happens for real. You know what I mean? Without a shadow of a doubt. As you said, shit happens. Shit does happen. And there's also some other things I'm going to pull up here in a second. But hey, Madeline DeMar, thank you so much for jumping on. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm gonna watch more of your videos too.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Right.
Do I hit the leave button?
I think you hit the leave button.
Later.
And there it is, y'all. I mean, there's still, of course, I'm still would love to hear some more of your voices, hear some more of your thoughts and everything. But there is a video that I saw that it sparked my interest as well. And I'm glad that DeMar and Madeline actually brought these conversations up because, to be honest, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of theories out here that she is something had to do with her medication, her ADD medication. I don't know. There's an interesting theory out here. Joe Rogan, on Joe Rogan's podcast, he was talking about her withdrawing. And we got to take a look at this video because I thought it was very interesting. Just the theory of it all. And the possibility of this being something more than just her, that is having something else is going on beyond just this situation. And of course, we got to take a look at this particular video. Let's take a look at this here.
Gymnast who that amazing gymnast who everybody's shitting on,
Simone Biles.
Yeah, because she just bailed on the Olympics. She's like, can't take it anymore. I was just reading that she regularly takes ADHD medication. And they said that she can no longer take it because in Japan, you can't take this stuff. She takes Ritalin. Find out if this is true. Because if that is the case, they said that during the last Olympics, I guess 2016, she took this stuff and she won a bunch of gold medals.
Yeah.
And now, because she's regularly on this,
Right.
this is her medication.
And so they're saying she can't because
Japan is, it's illegal to take, whether it's Adderall or Ritalin. I think it's illegal to take those in Japan. This is what I was reading
weird
today.
how cultures have their different.
Yeah.
I mean, you could like buy panties in a vending machine, but you can't take Ritalin.
Well, I think they're very sensitive to amphetamines, because amphetamines and methamphetamines were the reason why the kamikazes were willing to fucking fly their planes right into boats. Like, fucking gritting their teeth the whole way.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's why Lexus probably does so well, because if like you mess up at the factory, you have to like walk off a plank because of honor. They're into honor.
Really?
Well, I don't know if that's true, but it was,
they don't fuck. I've had 3 Lexuses in my life. They never break.
They're so good.
They're so good. They're the best cars.
So this is from the last Olympics.
Okay, Simone Biles addresses leaked medical records and ADHD misconceptions. U.S. tennis superstar Simone Biles was in a different kind of spotlight Tuesday after Russian hackers circulated confidential medical reports in the World Anti-Doping Agency database that showed her use of methylphenidate, a stimulant used to treat ADHD. Biles, 19, was forced to publicly address her ADHD and her approval of the use of medication after leak. I have ADHD and I've taken medicine for it since I was a kid. Please know I believe in a clean sport. I've always followed the rules. Will continue to do so as far as play is critical to as fair play is critical to sport and is very important to me. So she's been on this medication for a long time. But see if you can find that an article that says she was not allowed to take this ADHD medication in Japan. Because that's what they're saying.
But what is really interesting to me is that maybe she's not able to take something that keeps her focused, and suddenly, and she's been taking it her whole entire life, and then all of a sudden, she's not taking it anymore. She has to get off of it and then perform. I mean, imagine. If you're doing something, you're taking a particular medication, and I'm saying, and of course, this is all alleged. This is Joe Rogan, so we gotta live on the fact that this is all just speculation right now. But at the same time, you have somebody that could very well have been buckling under pressure and buckling under the fact that they were not taking the proper medication that they're used to taking on a daily basis. And that could really mess up somebody's rhythm. That could mess up somebody's flow. Real talk. That could very well do its thing, But like I said, I want to hear your thoughts. I mean, it was just something that I saw earlier, and I was like, man, that is a very interesting piece that, imagine you're taking your medication, whatever it might be, for anxiety, for ADHD, for anything. And then suddenly, and you're top of the game. And then suddenly you go to another country where they wag their finger, like Matumbo saying, you can't use that. Not in our house. And then suddenly you got to rid yourself of that particular medication and get thrown into what you're used to doing on the normal basis. You can't take the stuff that you usually used to taking. Imagine that. That's pretty nerve-wracking, right? We got Lady Justice. What's up, sweetheart?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm not going to be on video today, but
that's all good.
I just wanted to say, as a person who had ADHD as a child, and then my parents never were clear about what I had, and then to recently go through testing for it as an adult, I had to come off my anti-anxiety and antidepressant medication for 3 weeks while I was in San Francisco, mind you, and it effed my world up.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. That's just very candid.
No, It did. Like, I mean, I had a racing heart rate. I was anxious all the time. I
Yep.
was worried about everything. Like, I was rushing, and because I was rushing, I was dropping stuff and tripping over stuff, and I couldn't keep organized. Like, it was rough. So if she had to come off of her medication, which is much stronger than what is a lot stronger than what I take. That I can only imagine what she's going through if she had to come off it cold turkey, because I did.
Yep.
There was no gradual decreasing or every other day. It was just, nope, stop it. So we can hit your actual baseline, and then you can go through your testing. And let me tell you, when I went through testing, trying to do that, I was spacing out. There were times trying to do the test that I was like, oh, it's talking to me. Like, I just couldn't focus. So if she had that plus a mental block, that's a dangerous combination. And while I wasn't an elite gymnast or even a junior level gymnast as far as competition, I was still a gymnast. And I've had the twisties before. I got them doing front tumbling, and then I got injured, sliced my hand open, doing a front flip. And it took me 15 years to get over having a mental block when I did front tucks. And I had to completely approach it entirely different. So this is something that gymnasts don't want to play with. And some gymnasts never get a particular pass or a particular acrobatic element back. Some do and some don't. Some have to retrain for months to years just to get something like this back. And I just feel like people don't realize how serious it is. And if she did have to come off the medication, this is far worse than probably anyone could imagine.
Yeah. I mean, medication, that kind of medication, especially when you are dealing with psychological, that dependency on that drug is so serious, right? On that medication is so serious. Even so, yeah, you're right. Imagine when you do, like you just said, you do a front tuck and then you slice your hand open from that front tuck. And then you got to go, like, say after you heal and all that, you are about to go and do that same thing again, right? The same front tuck. Then all of a sudden you get terrified because in the back of your mind, you're going, last time I did this, I sliced my hand open. Like for me, it's like, I had a trampoline as a kid, right? And I love that thing. I was actually really good at it. I was really good at flips and all that kind of stuff. And one particular day I bounced too hard, bounced too high, and I did a flip. But when I flipped, I over rotated and I landed on my head. Right? I sprained my neck. No kidding. I sprained my neck. It took me about a good week and a half to get back to being able to rotate my head and do anything. Right? So when I went back to the trampoline, I was terrified. Absolutely terrified of doing any type of trick, because I was worried about landing on my head again. Now imagine being at the world stage doing anything where you're hurling your body into the air. You're hurling yourself into the air all the time. You're risking yourself all the time. The amount of cuts, bruises, and breaks that she's dealt with, I'm sure she has all types of fears, but she still hurls herself in the air. And that's just one piece. Then on top of that, she was able to use in 2016, she was able to use her medication, her ADD medication, her Ritalin. She was able to use it without a problem, and she came home with the gold. This time she can't use it at all. Now, that might have been a surprise to her. Maybe she's known about it for a year. We don't know. We don't know if she weaned off of it for the past year or if she was stripped of it completely. But if she was stripped of it completely, I can only imagine the amount of anxiety and the amount of lack of focus that's going on inside of her because of everything else that's going on. It's crazy.
And even if she was weaned off, or maybe there is a different medication that she could be on, like I'm on a medication that's not considered, I forgot what they call it, some kind of schedule something or class something drug like Ritalin or Adderall is. But even that, not everyone is receptive, or not everyone takes to medications the same way. So if she's on something powerful and then it's weaned down to something less powerful, it's also, does it even work for her?
Yeah, that also could be it too. It's like I said, it's crazy that, I mean, of course, we can't sit here and just find any excuse under the sun of why she's stepping down, but this could be very well be a strong factor on why she did step down, given the fact if she had to be stripped cold turkey of her medication. I can only imagine what was going on in her head, Real quick, I want to say a big thank you to Jay the comedian for the $5 super chat. He says, Jason Whitlock always comes out of the sewers with a herd of rats attacking athletics, calling Serena Williams fat, to calling Colin, I'm assuming Colin Kaepernick, a coward, shaking my head. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know much about Jason Whitlock. I just got hip to him today in the middle of this afternoon, just from that video alone. But I do appreciate you sending out that $5 super chat. It's most definitely appreciated. And from what I'm seeing in his videos, from what I've seen on his channel, and the fact that he's backed by Blaze, the Blaze, it's a dead giveaway, where he is going to pander or where he leans on right now.
But this is so silly it's so silly to pander this. It's like I've said, earlier when I was typing, like, why is this even politicized? It doesn't make any sense. Someone's mental health shouldn't be politicized. Someone's individual choice shouldn't be politicized. I mean, both on the left and the right. The left is trying to make her the poster child for taking care of yourself and saying, see, this is why we need, better mental health. And I'm like, look, don't put people in platforms they may not want to be in. She made a personal health decision, but also you got people on the right calling her un-American. And I mentioned this the other day. And it doesn't help. It just creates division. And it's people, what I was thinking earlier, it's people who live in this commentator society where they think they have to have an opinion about everything. And sometimes if you don't know, just don't speak. The fact of the matter is that, when you're saying that she's a coward, she failed America, she's un-American, it's interesting who it's coming from, because you all promote the individual and making smart choices for the individual and being about yourself, but then yet an individual makes a decision for themselves not to put themselves in harm's way, and then you can't have a critical conversation about it. Like, all the negative comments I hear, they're not even having a conversation like you or I or you and the family, the rest of the family, that are critically talking about what could possibly happen. Like Shay was just mentioning the twisties again in chat earlier, like, and having been a gymnast, like, why aren't you listening to the experts when they tell you this is dangerous? Why aren't you doing your research? Like Joe Rogan did research on medication and saying that this could be a potential reason. Like, why do we simplify everything down to a one size fits all and then talk about not having an emotional reaction, but then the first thing you're doing is having an emotional reaction because you're not thinking critically about the situation and the potential risk. Not only could she have harmed herself, but had she continued performing like that and pushed through and didn't get hurt, the US probably would have been out of medal contention, period. So she was damned if she did and damned if she didn't.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And one thing, I saw a comment that I liked. Daria Williams just said on YouTube, "Thank you so much for the comment. Nobody knows, but Simone knows how she feels mentally. I applaud her for her choice." And yeah, we don't know what's going on in her head. And Lady Justice, exactly. I mean, exactly with what you're saying completely. I totally back what you're saying as well. We don't know what's going on, and why can't people have the common decency to do their due diligence at least before they pass judgment, before they automatically go, oh, it's because of this. It's like, wait a second, do your research, Look it up really quick. See the history. Like I commend someone like Joe Rogan for being able to say, hey, I think it's because of this, or it could be that. This could be a possibility of why she's bowing out. The anxiety is getting too intense, which I could totally understand it being too intense if you're dealing with something like that. That's tough. Being rid of your medication and then getting thrown out into the world stage. Go perform. And it's like, shoot, that's tough, you know? And like I said before, I always have that curiosity or that question in my mind of who started this trend? Not the trend of mental health and saying I got to step down from mental health, but the trend of being against it and saying, oh, you weak, or the trend of someone like Charlie Kirk having the audacity to say that this woman, this gifted, highly gifted athlete, is now a selfish sociopath. I'm just wondering where the okay is. Because, when it comes to anything else, like, let's just say, what if this was their daughter? What if this was their mom, their aunt? TT Simone is having a mental issue, some mental health issues, and has to step down for such and such. You're going to pass judgment on your own kin like that? You're going to call them a shame and selfish and a sociopath? A shame to the country? Like I said, if this was your kin, would you say the same damn thing or no? Inquiry minds would like to know. Lady Justice, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'd have nothing to say to that. I agree with you 100% with everything that you said. I don't think that people would say this to their family. And that's the thing, what I mean about not being critical. People don't empathize very well with others. It's almost like something has to happen to them. And we always say, I hope nothing bad happens to other people. Yeah, I genuinely mean that, but I hope things happen so that you can learn, right? Because it seems like people don't learn until it happens to them. They don't consider those things. And then when it does happen to them, then they start to consider those things. Oftentimes they don't even come back and apologize for being the way that they were. And that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to throw this comment up. JMJ Show Channel just said, you don't have to step down. Maybe she could try her best and try and take a little step if her anxiety symptoms show up. I understand what Simone. I understand what Simone feels. If she feels not good at all. I'm trying to paraphrase.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's frustrating as a former gymnast for people who are like, she didn't have to step down. First off, it was already reported by her teammates that she had been exhibiting some of the twisties in practices. So they started to notice some of this prior. She still went out there and tried and had a very frightening experience and a mental block in the middle of the most important sporting event in the world. And she didn't want to put herself at risk nor the team at risk. She did. When you have this going on in practice and then you move onto the largest stage, athletic stage in the world, gymnastics is the most watched sport, if I believe, as far as the Olympics, or it has been in the past. She tried. She was actually about to go out there and do the bars. And then they were like, no, we can't do that. After talking and consulting, she decided this is not going to end well. And I wish more athletes trusted their instincts, because gymnasts are like robots. They go through things over and over and over. They're all about hitting the routines. They're all about trying to make their routines clean. I mean, when you're a robot, sometimes you have to shut off that inner voice that tells you things just to get through it. And the fact that she listened to it and had exhibited some of these problems earlier tells me she did go out there and try, and that this wasn't the best. So for me, it bothers me when people say, well, why didn't she just try to continue? Why didn't she just pick herself up by the bootstraps? Why didn't she, just maybe ease into it? Because she realized even had she been able to get over it, it wouldn't have done any good for the team. They would have been out of medal contention, and it may not have been good for her because she could have ended up seriously injured. People do not realize when you get a mental block in acrobatics, when you're up there in the air, you cannot control gravity. You are going to come down. And while gymnasts do learn how to fall and try to fall appropriately, if you don't snap out of the mental block fast enough, you could get hurt. That's how I sliced my hand. Pascal, you were talking about being on the trampoline. I lost all sense of where I was. I over-rotated. And when I finally snapped back in my mind, I was flying off of the trampoline and grabbed the top of a pole and sliced my hand open. And the thing was, for me, it wasn't the fear. It was my body could never get back to doing the front tumbling appropriately. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, that I wish more people would research. I wish they would listen to Nastia Liukin when she's talking about this. I wish that they would listen to Dominique Dawes, who talked a lot about this. I wish they would read the Twitter posts from the gymnasts that are talking about this. Regan Smith has a YouTube where she talks about this. I wish they would get on there and follow these gymnasts and actually listen to what they're saying, because it's really irritating to me that people are literally telling someone, go out there, and break your neck for us. That's when I read comments like that, that's what it sounds like to me, because people are not understanding the severity of what happened that day on that vault.
That is very, very true. And then also on top of that, just to add to what you just said about her still going out there and performing, and then she still didn't perform that well, and she jumped off and she walked off, and they left. They immediately left the floor. God knows what was going on backstage, in the dressing room or something like that. We don't know what was going even back then. She could have been having a full-on mental breakdown right there in front of her coaches and her doctor and all that stuff. You never know. She could have been crying. She could have been totally messed up, but we don't know. All we know is, like what Lady Justice said, she was having an issue. She was dealing with some stuff. During practice, she was not performing well. She still gave it the good old college try and was not performing well. So she was like, nope, I can't do this. I can't do this. She was having a mental block. She was having a mental break. It almost seems like it was her own version of a panic attack. Now, I just wanted to throw this up. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat from Alex Schmidt. He says, Charlie Kirk's job is to get a reaction. That is all. And that's true. That's very, very true. I feel like he's just an ultimate troll. The Tucker Carlsons, the Charlie Kirks, they almost kind of look the same to me. I don't know why. To me, they look like they could be brothers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they are. We just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? It's some weird conspiracy theory. They're really brothers. You just never know. But at the same time, you got all of them saying whatever they want to say to pander, to grift. And a lot of them are going, oh, America's changing. America's getting weak. I don't think so. I think we're actually finally becoming self-aware that mental health is a real issue. And it should be taken more seriously. We shouldn't be just turning a blind eye to these things. That's what I think. Now, I'm gonna throw up the link one more time. One last time. I'm gonna be up for. I'm gonna be open. The line's gonna be opened for a little bit longer. Okay. But don't be shy. Jump on. You know what I mean? Like Lady Justice, she came on. She's on right now, chopping it up with me about all this stuff. You know what I mean? Don't be shy. Jump on. Don't forget to hit that like button down below if you haven't done that yet. And if you're new to the show, please go crush that subscribe button. It would be really great to have you part of the Pascal Show family. Okay? But like I said, hit that link. You don't have to, like Lady Justice, you don't see her real face. You know what I'm saying? You could just do a voice call on the link too. So jump on. I saw Sensei was trying. A Lady 747 tried a second ago, and those dropped off for some weird reason. And Black, a person by the name of Black with a QUE was trying to jump on. By all means, jump on. I'd love to have a full conversation with all y'all and hear y'all voices or see your faces. Hit that link, and let's talk. But yes, so the thing is when it comes to the mental health in sports, I feel like nowadays it's the way people are responding to it and how they're feeling about it when you hear it from a specific side of the world, side of the spectrum, sorry. I feel like their excuses, their reasoning are cop-outs. And I also say this, like you see somebody like Jason Whitlock, like I said, who, clearly doesn't hit the gym. You know what I mean? You got somebody like Charlie Kirk, who probably doesn't even know what a sit-up is. You know what I'm saying? You got these guys out here that are trying to throw judgment on things, trying to act like they know about the sport when they know nothing about the sport and know nothing about the pressure of the sport. Now, I see really quick, A Lady 747's on here, but your device is not connected. So if you can connect your device, there we go. Let's add it to the stream. A Lady 747, how you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Finally. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Hey, lady.
Hi, Lady Justice. Hey,
Thank you
Pascal.
Hi,
Hi,
hi.
everybody.
Hello. What are you
out there? Hey, Chuck. What's happening?
What are your thoughts on this whole situation? Real talk.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
So, I think it's a shame. I feel like the whole world has been mad at African Americans, and I think that this is just an extension of it because it does seem like right-leaning people have had something to say. And I have not heard anything that the left has been saying, like, except for in defense and in response to what the right has been saying. And I feel like she needs someone to defend her. There's been a lot of piling on Black women, period. And it's just getting ridiculous. And if she doesn't perform again for this country, I would not be mad at her. I think she needs to save herself for herself. That's how I feel.
That's a very good thing. But real quick, you said if she wants to leave the country, she should. What did you say?
I said if she wanted to leave the sport, performing for the country. If she wants to leave the Olympics, that's fine. There are other competitions that she can perform in, and if she's turned up performing for or on the Jamaican team in 4 years, I would not be mad at her.
That'd be hilarious, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That would be something to see. Real talk. But I see what you're saying. I mean, she don't have to do any of this stuff except do it for herself. You see what I'm saying? The only issue I see is that this could very well be, this was probably her last gymnastics. Unless, like I said, she does it in 4 years, or maybe I think it's 3, maybe it's 4. I don't know, because everything's messed up because of the
It may be 3. It may be 3.
It may be 3. So she could be 27 or 28 years old on the world stage again. Now the thing is I don't know what the oldest gymnast has been.
46. Oksana Chusnovichna. She just retired. Sorry, I had to jump in on that one.
Thank you.
This Olympics, she just retired. But the oldest gymnast that still does, I think, like little competitions is like 70s or 80s. She's not elite level, but they've done videos on her and stuff on YouTube and news stations and stuff. But professional is 46. And I believe the Netherlands team has some women in their mid to upper 20s. And if I'm not mistaken, is the Brazilian who just won also upper 20s, if not 30. And then Chelsea Mimmel just came back, and I believe she's a little bit younger than me, and she's in her 30s. And she's coming back to elite gymnastics.
Interesting. Now, here's the thing, though. as far as Olympic status, like I know that there's some gymnasts that, 80 years old still compete or still do their thing, that kind of thing. But I'm talking about like Olympic status. How old are they? What's the oldest that we've ever had recently? Let's just say that.
46. 46. So
okay.
Oksana, yeah. Some people say Chusnovitina or some say Chusnovichna. She's 46. She just retired at this Olympics Games. She performed and then she retired.
Okay. No, I stand corrected. That's good. That's great. So then, okay. I always think that, every single one that I've seen so far, like the ones I've seen, that are always like right there, the household name, the Mary Lou Rettons and Marceau, I think is a Marceau. I think there's a Marceau. I think I forgot. Dominique Dawes, all of them, right? They're always so young. They're always like 16 to, in early 20s. I have not heard of any late 20s or early 30s Olympic athlete in the game of gymnastics.
Well, just getting back on the mental health thing though.
Yeah.
It also shows the lack of seriousness and the lack of compassion and understanding of mental health. Because if a person had broken their ankle, they would get that. But if you have a mental health crisis, they should understand that, and just not even trying to understand it. It just shows, the caliber of person who you're dealing with here. So this country has really shown its ignorance in the past 2 years like never before. And this is another example of it. We've been talking and talking about mental health, but now when someone has a mental health issue, and you would think the entire country would rally behind her. That's what the Olympics is supposed to be about. What are they doing? They're calling her names and saying she's un-American and whatever else they're doing. And it just really reminds me of them telling Black athletes to shut up and dribble. At treating Black people like they own them, like we're their slaves. And these people have never put the work in that's doing all this talking. So that's just how I feel.
Yeah, no one's put in the work. No one's put in the dedication or the time, for them to even can't even hold a candle to some of these athletes. And they're sitting here throwing in their 2 cents saying that, oh, they're an expert in such and such. And it's like, no, maybe you played it Little League or something like that. Or maybe you were, a gymnast as a child, but you never were thrust into a competitive level where you got other people that are just as talented, if not as more talented than you are, out here putting in the work and killing it every time. I think it's ridiculous. Like I said before, it's like this sport is an individual sport, just like Naomi Osaka. It's an individual sport. At least she's not doing doubles. She's doing singles tennis. It is a single sport. It is a monetary, it is not a monetary. Sorry. It is a solo sport. You are by yourself. You're putting all the pressure on yourself. You move something weird, your serve or your dismount is wrong, it's a wrap. And the only person you can blame is yourself. You can't turn to your teammate and go, what the? Like that famous LeBron meme of like, what? We're supposed to go this way. You know what I mean? It's not even like that. You put all the blame is on yourself. So I just feel like, with all that pressure, etc., I can see why certain people bow out or sit there and say, hey, I gotta take a break. I just need to take a break. And I think that's okay.
Right. Because a lot of times when you do find, and Lady Justice will know this, when people do mess up, it's a mental disconnect, right? Yes. And they probably, do need to take a break. And when you think about all the things she's been going through, she had the molestation by her can I say that word? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yes, that. And then her brother was in some serious trouble legally, I think. And there was a lot of flack because they said the only reason he got off was because of her. And then the Olympics itself, that's a lot of pressure. So the pressure was on.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Lady Justice and A Lady 747, thank you guys so much for jumping on and putting in your 2 cents. I really do appreciate it. Thank
Can
you.
I say one last thing?
Yeah, sure, lady.
So
Yes.
there's actually a couple quotes or screenshots I took of some really dynamite Twitter comments. The first one was an individual named Rev Ted Lasso who said, "People are madder at Simone Biles than they ever were at Larry Nassar," which is the doctor who abused the gymnast.
Yeah.
And then another person named Zeddy said, "People who peddle myths about elite pedophile rings are now universally attacking an actual victim of an actual elite pedophile ring."
Wow.
That I was like, that's pretty powerful.
That's pretty damn powerful.
So that's it.
No, I mean, that's damn powerful. Holy cow. You know what I mean? Who said this? With that second one, who said that?
So it's someone named Zeddy. It says at Zedary was the Twitter handle. Zeddary. I just thought that was a powerful tweet. I was like, that is so true. The very people who are calling her all kinds of names and attacking her, and she was, a victim of this doctor, this former, USA gymnastics doctor, but they're attacking the victim and not actually him.
That's facts.
So
That's facts. And actually, yeah, that's actual facts. And yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of people who are on the right, let's just say, that are calling her terrible names also support someone like Matt Gaetz, just saying, who clearly has been dealing and doing some bad things himself. And they're not batting an eye to his stuff and his monstrosity of a human being, and monstrosity of actions and things that he has done recently. It's been really crazy. Not to go into that right now, but like I said, or like you said, it's crazy that instead of them burying these people who have done some terrible things, they're burying America's sweetheart. It's sad. But Lady Justice, thank you so much for calling in. I really do appreciate it.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too, sweetheart. Bye. So, guys, that is the show. That is the day, the show for today. I really do appreciate you guys coming on, chopping it up with me, being a part of the conversation. I do really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing, like I said before, and it's not going to change. I'm going to be doing these kind of things a lot more often, these types of video calls. So I beg you guys, I urge you guys to don't be shy. Jump on, and I'm going to be using this from now on. I'm not using my I'm not using that phone number. I'm not going to be using that cell phone number for a while, or that phone number for a while. So if you guys can, definitely please hit up. Don't be shy. Please, jump on. If I ever do a video chat, a video call in show, don't be shy. Like I said, you see it right here. You can either be on camera or you could just do voice. You see what I'm saying? And it's just a lot easier to get the job done this way than the other way around. So so we're gonna be doing this kind of stuff more often. Okay, I appreciate all y'all for being on. You guys are really all really dope and amazing. Like I said, there are more conversations to be had. Like I said, there's a lot of conversations to be had. I might do an evening show tomorrow night around the same time. What I'm going to talk about, God knows. I don't know, but at the same time, we're gonna be doing something. I'm sure we're gonna do a hangout, maybe have some cocktails, chill out, and enjoy like a little bit of a happy hour type of hangout. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. Of course, like I said, don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, hit that like button. Just do that for me before you take off. And then, of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, man. We work hard out here in these streets. Like I said, working hard out here in these streets. Okay? I love all you guys. I really appreciate everybody for putting in your time and effort to be on today. You guys are incredible. Y'all be wonderful. Y'all stay positive. And I will see you guys very soon. All right? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll talk to you soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.